Welcome to the show. Deeply disgusted. And today we're going to talk about Charlie Kirk probably battling one of the worst female liberals I have seen in the last year, because I've seen a lot of them. But this girl is crazy. This is a real example of a crazy liberal. A lot of times when I get into conversations with liberals, which I really don't anymore, but when I do, it's always to the point where they turn crazy. And it just tells me that something about this liberalism, that just from the history of it with the slavery in the South and the Confederate, it carries like a demon spirit that people that don't know the history of liberalism and, you know, the Democrat Party and the KKK and the conservatives, they don't even know how it all links together, how they are all one, or how we had a war and lost the war, and the liberals, the Democrats, was very pissed off that slavery ended. They was pissed that slavery ended. So now you got a guy like Charlie Kirk going around trying to convince people that you are being fooled by the people who enslaved you. Now, the white man has to do this job because black people don't listen to people like me. That's their own skin color. But that's a whole nother topic. Let's get to it.
So why do you care so much about other individuals living their lives? What is affecting you? Do you have something up your ass or something?
Well, I could throw that right back at you. Why do you care so much about what I have to say?
Because you're affecting other people's rights. You're taking away people's choices. You are hurting people. Read the Constitution.
What rights am I taking away exactly?
You're trying to take away gender-affirming care for individuals. You are affecting abortion rights. You are hurting people.
Got it. So what is a...
She looks like she has a lot of abortions herself. She's on a college campus dressed like a liberal rainbow whore. And she got the nerves to talk about abortions. Are you pregnant now? Are you upset because you want an abortion right now and Charlie Kirk is against it, huh? Huh? Who cock you been sucking? What dorm room?
Woman.
What is a woman? It's what people identify as. Is a gender. Sex is different. Sex is different.
They repeat the same things that the media repeats on the news. It's just, you could tell who actually like really believe it and who actually really believes it because they've been brainwashed by the media.
From gender.
So, can anyone be a woman?
Yes.
At what point do you know you're looking at a woman?
Doesn't matter when you are looking at a woman. You don't have to look at a woman and immediately tell. Can you tell looking at...
What? You don't have to look at a woman and immediately tell. Do you want to live a man's life? Do you want to... You a woman. How you going to be okay with a man trying to figure out if this is a woman? She don't care because she's not a man. That's stressful to come out the house. You trying to bag shorties and you got to figure out like, which one are you? Are you the one with the long thing on the bottom or the flat thing on the bottom or the short thing on the bottom? Which one are you? Nah, we don't have time for that. We just trying to mac, baby girl. What's your name? What's your number? Turn around and do a spin. Let me get that motherfucking ID.
At a baby, what gender they are without looking at their privates? Tell me that.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. What about that baby is different?
But hold on. By the time they're 6 months old, you could actually...
Yo, it's like she's on Ritalin. Look at her eyes. Y'all don't see her? Are you telling me you don't see her? Look at her. She's crazy.
Actually tell a young boy tends to gravitate more towards balls and remotes.
That's because of gender affirming. That is convincing individuals at a young age. You are socializing, putting them in situations where they want certain different things. Let's look at... Thank you. So, let's say you were a little kid and your parents taught you to like pink. Let's actually look back in time. Pink actually used to be a male...
You notice her argument is based off of like somebody's feelings. Like all their arguments are based off of feelings. She said that yes, that's because we feel that way, so that we change into a male or female based on how we feel.
Color instead of blue. In what world? Actually, in the 1920s.
So you say that I'm here to take.
I'm telling you, yo, the Liberal Party is nothing but a whole bunch of like cosmic like characters, like Comic-Con. Like the Liberal Party to me is like a whole bunch of comic. It's like I'm at a real Comic-Con. You ever been to a liberal event, like a real liberal event? Everybody's dressed like a character. Like it's so weird. It looks like a whole bunch of kids that are losers with no job.
Take people's rights away.
Yes!
That is your main contention.
Yes, because
Right.
you are affecting the LGBT. You are affecting women's rights. If I was pregnant, oh wait, let's go back to this. Abortion is anything. If I had a
I told y'all, white liberal females, they just want something to fight for. They just want something to fight for. That's it. That's it. They want to be able to tell a story like, yeah, we went through the civil rights with the LGBT, EF, ABC.
cyst on my uterus, that would be considered an abortion. No, it's not. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Look at,
That-
okay, anything that is involving the uterus.
Well, no. In order for it to be an abortion,
No, it's not everything that's involved in the uterus. Come on, man. There are people that still get pregnant with little things going on in the uterus. Calm down.
it must be a human life.
No, anything that is
Yes.
involving the uterus and you have to get rid of it, it is considered abortion.
No, that's
Yes,
not how
it is.
that's not how it works. So again, you say I'm here to take rights away.
Yes.
Do you agree life is a right?
I feel like if it's a clump of cells, then it's not alive.
No. But let's go back. Do you think every human being has a right to life?
Somebody in the audience say, you're a clump of sounds.
Depending on how many weeks, but let's
so wait,
get-
hold on. Who's
No,
trying to take
no.
rights away?
I ain't gonna lie though. Late night, as long as she keep her freaking mouth shut, late night, I mean, if I'm on the dorm, like, I'm like, yo, I mean, you could come over around like 4 and we could discuss this issue, you know what I mean? Just make sure you got that same outfit on, you know what I mean?
Wait, I want to protect the rights of all human beings. You call them a clump of cells. Who's trying to take rights away exactly?
So when is it a human being in your mind? When is it a human being in your mind?
Well, it's not even on my mind. Human development objectively begins at conception.
At conception. So even if I had a miscarriage, what are you going to say about that?
It's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy.
Listen, the woman has the egg. The man actually has the sperm that moves and wiggles around, that actually has some type of function. That an egg doesn't have any function. An egg is just an egg. It's just the yolk. It's just the food, you know. And then when conception happens is when the sperm meets the egg. Now the sperm is able to grow. The sperm is already a living creature. If you look at the microscope of sperms, they're moving and wiggling. They're like tadpoles. We actually hold the real child, and then when the child goes into the egg, that's when the egg turns into the real child, you know?
Yes.
Okay, then let's talk about, like, what if it's
That's birth 101, yo.
affecting the woman or anybody who is pregnant in this situation? What if they're going to die and they have to get an abortion? That's
They already went through this, you fool. You fool. These liberals are fools. They already argued this a million times. If there is an emergency, that is called an emergency. We talk about the norm. You're talking about the small percent of situations.
the only way they're going to live. Are they going to be f***ed over?
Well, hold on. Just so we're clear, that's only a couple thousand cases a year.
No.
And so, yes, it is.
Have you seen
But-
how many individuals have already
But-
died because they haven't been
but
able to get abortion care?
Abortion in the life of the mother can be put aside as something that needs to be considered. However, it's not always necessary. But let's talk about the
Yo, who could date? Yo, fellas, be careful, yo. Be careful who you date. Be careful who you date. You might see this girl at the store with a nice shorts on, with some sneakers on. You like, oh, she'll be a good time. And then you bring her in your crib and she rattles on about this. Yo, you might have to call police.
main thing, because there's over 1.5 million abortions every single year that don't involve rape, incest, or life of the mother.
Yeah,
1.5 million.
Yes,
But let's just ask you a very simple question. When does human life
They all chose to have sex. You do not necessarily need to have sex with everybody. That's what people's not understanding. You, as a woman, you don't need to have sex with everybody. I get it. I know guys like me are around and we got good game, and sometimes you may not want to give it up, and we just we say the right things just to get the panties down just a little bit.
begin?
When does human life, in my personal opinion, is going to start around the second trimester, a little more farther along. But let's get to this. Most individuals that are having abortions are going to be mothers that cannot afford it. They usually have already 2 to 3 kids and a lot of time.
So
Wait, is she arguing for like project chicks, like on trailer park shit? Like, what is she? She's arguing for like chicks in the hood. You heard her? She said, "Yo, some females, they don't have the money, they can't do it, and they got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids." Who is she? Who is she describing? She's describing only 2 people. She's describing a whole bunch of Hispanics and blacks in the hood on Section 8 with multiple kids, and she's describing a whole bunch of white girls in the Middle East, not the Middle East, the Midwest, in trailer parks.
So it's acceptable to be able to murder your young if all of a sudden you don't have the money to support them. That you can
I ain't gonna lie though. Those bunnies in the back with the MAGA hat on, they lucky I ain't there. That's all I got to say.
murder your offspring if you're poor.
So in the first couple weeks, even though it's still not fully developed, doesn't even have a heartbeat, doesn't even have brain
Development
activity.
does not equal dignity. A human being is a human being regardless of the process of development that it is in. Period. And so who's trying to take rights away? I actually want more human beings to
Then
be born.
why are you affecting LGBT?
Well, hold on. We're talking. Let me finish on abortion.
What do LGBT got to do with abortion? What is this LGBT? Yo, why do people obsessed with made up stuff? Yo, I don't get it. Like, we are like, come on. Can y'all snap back into reality? What, like, think about it. What is that?
I want more human lives, which, by the way, hilariously, would be more women would be born, because the right to life is paramount. You're trying to take rights away because you're okay with the massacring of little humans. Back to LGBT.
It's been going throughout history, though. Abortion has been a big thing for a long time, and it affects people, and it hurts people.
So has murder and slavery and child sacrifice.
How did she make it to college? She sound like she don't even know how to read. Y'all hear her? Y'all, did y'all just hear her? She said, it hurts people. It's
completely different.
No, it is murder. Okay, so let me ask you a question then. Define what is murder.
What is murder? Are you going to be talking about first-degree murder, like homicide, like going and
Sure.
having the intent to kill? Having the intent to kill somebody, but
Wait, hold on.
just saying
So
a clump
human
of
being,
cells
right?
is, yeah, but a clump of cells
Well,
is different.
hold on, time out. If it's a clump of cells, what species is it?
What species is
Yes.
it?
What species?
It depends. Whatever's going to be pregnant, whatever you're trying to abort.
Is it a Homo sapien, a crocodile, or a raccoon? Which one is it? What
We're
species is
Homo
it?
sapiens
Oh,
in this
wait,
sense,
so
I'm
if it's a
hoping.
human clump of cells, then it's a human life deserving.
Exactly. If it's a clump of cells and it's a human species, a human, that means if it's classified as a human, that means you really committing murder. That's why I don't believe in abortion anymore. I used to, but I get haunted all the time by it. I mean, it is something that's not right to do. I guess when it's something abnormally wrong with a child, I'm for it, because I don't agree with a child being born in a chair confined to like debilitation,
Deserving of human rights. And the first right is life. And so you could call it a clump of cells, which is dehumanizing language, but I'll go back to this. Ironically, you're the one that is actually intruding on human rights. We're the one protecting human rights.
But you're trying to get rid of the option so people can have rights to their own body.
Hold
if
on,
someone does
time
not want
out.
to have a child, they should not be forced to.
If the-
Oh, wait. if we're going to be doing this, then what are you going to do about the children in the systems that have been being assaulted, that are being hurted? Put more money into the system so people can actually get adopted, or actually other things like that.
Again, none of that is relevant.
No,
to
because
the,
you want more
no.
babies to be born. What about people that can't afford
Again,
them? They have to go into systems.
How many people are on the adoption waiting list?
Yeah, well, I know how many kids actually get adopted.
2
How many
million
kids
people-
that go
2
into
million
systems
people
or are being
are on the
fostered, that
adoption
get
waiting
assaulted,
list.
that get hurt? Are you going to be helping those
Two-
children that get
well,
f***ed over by
okay.
this system?
So there are 2 million people on the adoption waiting list.
How about if you was aborted? How about that? How about if your parents looked at you as a clump of cells? We wouldn't be standing here talking to you, rainbow shirt. I wouldn't be trying to holler at you late night, 2 a.m. in the hallway of the cafeteria. Huh? I wouldn't be pulling you into that closet and asking you to do me a little favor, if your parents aborted you.
There are 1 million abortions every year. There are
Okay.
twice as many people that want to adopt than discarded children every single year. Now, I have to go back to a fundamental question, though,
Okay.
which I think is very important. Human development objectively begins at conception. You say it's around 2 trimesters. Can we agree that every human being, once your DNA is formed, you should have the right to life, the right to,
Because
outside of rape?
that individual
let's
cannot
go-
survive
Got it.
without the mother or who is
Okay.
ever
Well,
pregnant.
let's-
Therefore,
Again, so let's get down to this because I think it's very important and a good way to end this question.
My question is, why do liberals never have good arguments? It's always yelling and screaming in anger. It's never decent art, a good conversation. It's always okay, do I have to check my car to see if there's a bomb under it?
Which is outside of rape, how did the woman get pregnant?
outside of rape, so we're not going to be talking about incest or other individuals like
rape
that,
and-
because incest is not only just
So,
rape
hold
or
on.
other situations.
How about if I
or
say?
let's talk
how
about
about
how
if I
eggs
say?
that get mixed up in
How about
clinics.
if I
How
say?
about that?
How about if I say I'm okay with abortion for rape, incest, and life of the mother? Let's make it illegal in the other circumstances. Would you
How
agree?
are we going to be able to term that all the time, though? Because
well,
what if it wasn't consensual? What if the
First of
individual
all-
was drunk,
first of all,
but they're
You
married?
can report
Let's say
rape
they're
as a
married
crime.
and they got
you
raped.
can get a rape. Again, you keep on interrupting me, but you
I
can
am.
report rape as a crime. You can also do a blood test to find out if it's incest. But 99.9% of all abortions are not rape and not incest and not life of the mother. How did that woman get pregnant in those certain situations? Did she just walk through campus and it just appeared and all of a sudden a baby is in her uterus? Or did she do something to decide to potentially have a child?
Sex, but
Oh,
also
okay.
contraceptives sometimes don't always
Got
work.
it. So, but hold on a second. Shouldn't you take responsibility for your orgasms?
I don't think most men can make me come. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, okay. Well, again, outside of that statement,
So she basically saying she's a liberal. She's a liberal lesbian. She basically saying she's a liberal lesbian. She said, I don't think any guy could make her come. Wow. Sometimes to be honest with y'all, I'm not even gonna lie. This is my honest opinion. A lot of liberals are only good for one thing, especially liberal females. They only good for one thing. And that's being a super freak. That's it. Sex only.
Any contraceptives and I wanted to get pregnant, sure, I'm taking responsibility for that life because I wanted that life. But let's say I was having sex and my contraceptives didn't work and I got the chance of getting pregnant. I am not having that child.
but you still decided to have sex.
Yeah.
And again, our opinion, when you
So,
go and decide.
okay.
Having sex is not something you need to survive. It's not like showering or eating or shelter. You can live without having sex. You can have a little bit of self-control. If you decide to go have sex, you should understand you play certain games, you win certain prizes, which might be another human.
This is the liberal world. This is the world that they want our young girls to follow. A world where you feel like you should have sex. You don't have to have sex, girls. Sex is not something that's mandatory. You don't have to have sex with multiple people. The liberals want a world where everybody's having sex. Nobody's using contraception. It's abortions like crazy. It's abortions like that. That's the world they want your kids to be in. And we're just not gonna accept that at all. We're not gonna accept that. Me and Charlie Kirk, we're gonna fight to the end to make sure y'all liberals never come back into power. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. And Shorty with the rainbow shirt. I hit you on the chat, all right? See ya.